Birds of a feather flock together. You've probably heard that, right? That's something that my dad was trying to teach me, but back then I didn't really quite register in my little noggin. It's not only until now that I've realized the importance of that lesson. And back in the day, let's say high school, I was hanging out with some, for the lack of better terms, sketchy individuals. And they were my friends, I'll be honest. I had a great time with them. I thought they were hilarious. I got all the jokes that everyone made. Like it was just funny to me. I loved these guys. I still stay in touch with some of them today. But I never really understood the context of the group I was in. Obviously, my dad saw this, and even other people, other friend groups saw this, and they're like, "Why do you hang out with those people?" They're, again, sketchy people. You could say heavy drug users, and although I hung out heavily with these people, I never did drugs. I was openly like very against the drug use, especially when they would have gatherings and get-togethers. And no one believed that I didn't do drugs, and I hung out with them. So by association, you become known, you become synonymous with these people, XYZ, XYZ. But I'm realizing how powerful that actually is so true later down in my life now. I'm I'm a business owner. I own a wedding business. I own a video marketing business. But predominantly, I found that to be true in the wedding business because if you associate with a group of people, no matter what field you are, or no matter what type of business you are, people will always view in that way. People will always lock you in that box, right? Back in high school, I hung out with people that did sketchy things. So I was known to be with synonymous again with those groups. And when those people got in trouble, like again, I was seen in the same light of those people. In fact, there was one time that I was pulled to the principal's office because of the activity of that same group. And because of that, I was involved by proximity. And I will admit, I did pick up some of the behaviors. I did pick up some of the things that were, at the time, very funny, but probably wouldn't be funny in today's climate, okay? Anyways, it's still, I was put into this box. And it wasn't until college where, I kind of broke away and found my own kind of tribe. And still, even with my tribe, I'm still my own person and I'm still put into a box. So I realized that when I, joined rugby, I was still categorized as kind of like the rugby crew. When I played club soccer, I was put into the club soccer crew. Whatever group you associate with, people will always tend to, again, fit you in that box. In business, I found that I was seeing the same thing. I was experiencing the same thing. Now, I'm now lucky enough to be in the luxury wedding space, but it didn't always start out that way. I've filmed over hundreds of weddings now, and the rise to that, I had to film for a lot of brides that, honestly, I'll be honest, they did not value what I was doing, did not value the work that I did. And the difference that I realized of how important it is that the room that you're in, the people that you're in will always associate you you will always be associated with the group of people that you're in, right? So here I am putting in so much value, reinvesting every single dollar, literally every single penny. I was in the red constantly back into the business, creating so much value into the products that I was serving, the equipment that I was using, and the market that I was in didn't value what I was doing. They didn't understand what they were even looking at, right? So if I I could have liquid gold and show it to them and they're not going to understand what it is. And it's not until I realized like it's not that they don't value it. There's just different rooms, there's just different people, there's different personalities, and I'm just not in the right room. Like there was an experiment with a violinist. I don't know the name, but I saw this video. And he's a world-renowned violinist. I'm talking like, man's going crazy on the violin. You see him in the subway just going crazy, like just performing. And people are walking by, not giving him a thought of day. and he's putting on, like, I'm talking an elite a performance. Like if you were a violinist and you walked into his presence, you would just be stunned. And it was that same guy, zero attention, right? Next day, performs at one of the biggest stages at his career, the height of his career. He's 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 there playing this violin, a solo piece, conducting, I think, with a whole orchestra, but he's getting a standing ovation, right? In a different room. Same skill, same talent, different room, different reaction, different people, different value systems. So I say that to say how, birds of a feather flock together. You truly are going to be fit into the box that you put yourself in unless you stretch and identify the box that you are, the box that you want to be observed as. Again, back to the luxury wedding space. I put myself into that box because I knew those people value what I do. Those people know the difference between the work that I do and the work that someone else at a low level does. It's not about price anymore. It's about value. What kind of experience can you create? What kind of new innovative ideas do you bring to the market, right? Those people get it like that. And once I realized that, I immediately went to where those people were. I went to the planners. I associated myself, my brand, with people that value the thing that I do. Because when they instantly see it, they praise it, they welcome it, they want to work with me even more. And other clients, other couples see that, and it was just a crazy different experience. And that's how I pretty much realized that, yeah, you really need to be careful with the groups you associate with because they can bring you down. And if you don't know your beliefs, you don't know who you want to serve in this world, you'll let any group kind of tarnish the value that you have. Think yourself as like this diamond, this gold, diamond in the rough, gold in the rough, and you have so much value to offer the world. But if someone doesn't know what gold is or understand what it is, they're just gonna toss you aside. And matter of fact, they might bring your quality down. They might bring the value of what you already are down just by association. So it's really important to recognize it. It's really important to audit your circle, audit your values, audit yourself. Ask yourself, do I really connect with this? Is this really me? Is this really what I'm about? And would I be okay with other people knowing the types of things that this group of people was saying or doing? Like, you really got to identify what you're trying to do, who you're trying to serve, and why you're trying to serve them, and also take an honest look. Like, are you really that valuable? Really be honest in your audit. Really be particular, and just know that if you are truly valuable, the market, people, the right groups will be attracted to you, right? If you're attracting, like back in the day, I probably was a little, a little sketchy myself. I found things really funny. I still do to this day. I think, everyone has intrinsic value, and I do think there's a stigma on people that don't appear to be put together. People won't, do business with them or even talk to them. But I really take people in as who they are. I don't really put so much heavy judgment on the activities they do. Nowadays, I kind of do. I think back in the day, I was very lenient. But now I'm very, someone comes, like, I just wouldn't be around those people. Like, there's just no way that we end up in the same environments just because of the tolerance level that I have. I have less tolerance. But I still don't judge those people as heavily. We all have struggles. We all have luggage. We all have things we struggle with. And it's only a matter of time until different things will help us cope through the pain, right? And people cope differently. So you don't really judge people so heavily. There are people that, yeah, they're definitely shooting themselves in the foot. They're definitely, ruining the opportunities that they're given. And I believe those people, their lives have to really tank to the bottom before they can realize and make a true transformation. Hopefully it doesn't get that bad. But my main point is that, birds of a feather flock together. And if you want to flock with the birds that you think you're called to flock with, do an audit on yourself. Search deep and find, why do you think you're that bird? And if you really want to be that bird, you can transform, you can become, you can, metamorphosis, you can actually become and transform yourself into a higher level past to what's even available in the world. You can actually poke at the very fabric of reality and, bring out something that no one's even seen, no one's even thought about. So yeah, take that and just do with it what you will. I'm out for today. See you guys tomorrow.